and so the sincerity is there, it will virtually happen automatically. That is the technique for change. What most people, the problem is that with most people, it takes usually a series. Let's say it takes using various techniques that are available, that have been created and thought up, that over a period of years, they finally get to the point where they have the real desire, they have the clarity, and the real sincerity is there. And once all those are in place, the change happens automatically. And they would think that it happened over a period of years using techniques. But the reality is it just clicked into that. Just finally, the whole thing clicked into that one point where it's all there, like the straw that broke the camel's back. I mean, a good example would be about what I'm talking about in terms of how clear you have to be in some cases, because some of the energy that you want to move out in terms of a conflicting or dysfunctional belief, it could be really strong energy. I mean, it could be pretty substantial. When you think about it, I mean, there are traders that I worked with many years ago, especially, that were really, I mean, hardcore technicians. I mean, these are really hardcore guys that just, I'm not even going to mention the techniques they use, but, it's like, Elliott wave casualties. I mean, there were guys that were just, there was a time in the late 80s and early 90s where a lot of my off the floor traders were what I call Elliott wave casualties. And, and because these are guys who just, who love to analyze. And, when they start understanding the difference between analysis and execution, and also the underlying dynamics of the market, it's like they had to get to a point where the realization that they'd spent 10 years or 8 years and thousands or tens of thousands of dollars on analysis and workshops and seminars, when none of it was, or very little of it was really necessary. I mean, they had to reconcile all that stuff, and that wasn't an easy thing to do. That wasn't an easy thing to let go of. It wasn't an easy thing to say, okay, it was all right. I know what I need to know now, and But how do you know what real clarity of intent is? Imagine yourself being held underwater. Imagine yourself being held underwater. And as your air starts to run out, second by second, it gets to the point where you believe that if you don't get a breath of air right now, you're going to drown. That is a point at which every fiber of your mental being is aligned 100% with your desire for that next breath of air. There's no conflict. There's no hesitation. There isn't anything that argues inside of you for anything else other than that next breath of air. If you want to make money bad enough, in other words, if you want to be able to make the kind of income that you can rely on as a trader, then your desire to switch to this series of trades approach has to be greater than any resistance that you might have to stay in a trade by trade approach. Does this make sense? Degree of conviction, I just basically gave you that too. How much energy is behind your desire. Energy moves prices in the market. I mean, what moves prices? An imbalance in conviction. What does conviction imply? Conviction implies energy. Energy. I am not going to bid a price up to a next highest level unless I think I know what the hell I'm doing, and that I can make the market go further, or someone else is going to come in and help me out. I have to have conviction to do the opposite of what it takes to make money, meaning buy high instead of buy low, or sell low instead of sell high. My conviction in the future has to be greater than the guy on the other side of the trade. Conviction moves prices. Conviction will move energy inside your mental environment. Focused thought will move energy out of dysfunctional beliefs. That's basically what we're talking about. We're talking about clarity of intent, desire. That is focused thought.
All right, what's up, family? I'm just gonna go ahead and get started. So, starting off with AU. We were looking for a long right here off this accumulation. Came down, tapped in. We did get a fractal right here in the selling climax, and then as you can see here, we got another accumulation and then a sign of strength. So now we'll just be looking in here for another fractal, and hopefully catch another entry. Hey, CAD. So just looking at the higher time frame. This could come up higher, but we did get a nice redistribution here. And then we did get a distribution in here as well. So I was thinking maybe if we get a distribution here, we could maybe set this, but ultimately if it blows through that, we see why. Hey, Chef. So it blew through this buy that I was trying to take, but it's all good. So just looking down lower, I can see it coming down in here. So till we get down there, I'll probably just be trying to sell down. I'll probably be looking in this area somewhere. Right up in there. So we can get a distribution somewhere. Here, that'd be cool. Yep. AJ. So looks like we're getting up in here. Just looking at order flow. This is our low, and this is our low before it. And so that would be our high, holding a bear structure. See, we got an accumulation here. So if we do break this high, then we'll be looking in this area to take that. But otherwise, we're just going to be looking for a distribution in here. So we'll see what happens. AN. I was just looking in this general vicinity. I might think about taking this again if we get a schematic in here. So yeah. I'm gonna take this down a little bit further. CAD Chef. So looks like we failed to get a sign of strength. And we did get a nice distribution right here. So we do create a new low, then that would be confirm the redistribution. But let's see. Follow me 4-hour order flow. You could look for a distribution in here or in here. Yeah. So if we can get a distribution in here somewhere, that'd be cool. Or here. Or CAD Jappy. So I think I'm looking at this entire thing here as an accumulation. So if it does accumulate in here and then give us a sign of strength, then that will confirm it. Yeah, let's see. So if we do get a fractal in here, then I'll probably try to get an entry off of that. But we'll see how this goes. So I did have this. I didn't set it, but it looks like it came down and accumulated and tapped right in. So if it sets a new high, then we'll try to look for a re-entry. Or maybe not, actually. Gonna be looking for that short there. We'll see how that goes. EA. So we came down and accumulated. Here. So looks like this entire thing might be a distribution. But I do want to see this come a little higher, so I might be looking at this as a reaccumulation. We'll just see how this plays out. If it comes down in here, accumulates, then I'll probably take that. But we'll see. We will see. EuroCAD. So we did get this accumulation here, but it's really failed to break order flow or structure, I mean. So until it does break this structure here, then I might start to look at this as a redistribution. So see how it goes. Euro Chef. Whoa. That was weird. There we go. So it looks like we got a whole distribution right here. Yeah, so we probably want to see this come down here and accumulate somewhere. Somewhere in here. So ride this down. If it comes up and distributes in here, that'd be lovely. Lovely. EG. Looking at this distribution here. Looking at this distribution here. It looks like it might be. Yeah, so it looks like it might be starting to compress. So I might be setting this tonight. Just taking the 80% of the last drive up in the UTAD here. Boom. .4 pip stop. Not bad, guys. EJ. I was looking for a long here. It accumulated right above my entry, but it's all good. And I believe we came in here. Let's see if we accumulated. So we did accumulate again. And we did get a higher time frame accumulation on the 15 instead of, I think we were looking at a 1 minute here. So hopefully we can get a breaker structure up here. We can set that limit. Otherwise, accumulation in there. EM. So we got a nice little type 5 accumulation here, and we got our center strength. So I'll be looking for this down here. Obviously, since this is a bigger stop loss, definitely need a accumulation in here before I set this. EU. So I believe we did break structure. Oh, we broke right here, but yeah, so I'm looking at this fractal accumulation in here. We got a nice little type 2 right here. Just measuring the whole last push down, taking 80%. So 5.5 pip stop. So that's what I'll be looking for. It looks like it might have gotten a change of character there. So you can get a nice large accumulation. That'd be cool. We got a distribution here, type 1. Got our breaker structure. So looking in this UTAT, I'm just taking the last push up from here, not this whole thing, but just from here. And then we did get a distribution like right above our 80% there. So same thing, gonna be looking for the distribution right up in there because it could come up higher. GCAD. So I'm looking at this as bind climax, automatic rally, second test, and then up thrust, sign of weakness, and then UTAD. And then we got our breaker structure. So I'm looking at that 80%. And 11 pip stop. Still a little chunky, but I would want to see it distribute just because. Like, I'm not really too sure where this is going. So yeah, that's that on GCAD. G-Chef. So tried to catch this, obviously didn't work. Now just looking in here probably. soon. Oh, down here actually. But yeah, that's this whole push up. You get a distribution. Lovely. GJ. So we did do some distributing, but it's looking like it's starting to turn into an accumulation. So if we do get some nice fractal accumulations here, might try to take some lower time frame. Maybe. So we'll see how this turns out. GN. I don't really have anything for GN. I'm just gonna GU. So we did accumulate, but we failed to break the trading range. So it looks like we might be getting some distributing right here. And we did distribute. I have a fractal one in here. So I was considering this line like the sign of weakness. So if it comes up and distributes, then that'd be great. I might try to catch an accumulation as well. Came down, accumulated. So I don't know if we break that. So there. We would have to break that structure right there. And I'm considering this part of the accumulation. So once we break above that, then we'll look in here for accumulations. And CAD. I want to see this come up here and distribute in this higher time frame distribution. And we can get a nice fractal, but until then I'm buying up. And this last accumulation failed to make a new high, so probably looking a little bit lower in here, but I'm gonna need a fractal because it could come down in here lower before it makes its final push up. And Chef. So I want to see it come down in here and give us an accumulation. We got a nice accumulation with a lot of fractal accumulation. So we got one in here right below this 80% as well. So gonna be really looking in this area. Until then, we did get a distribution up here. And we did get a distribution up here, so let me look in up here for a distribution, or maybe right here, maybe. sell down before we continue buying up. NJ. So we got this accumulation here on the higher time frame, but I'm waiting on it to break above here. So just looking lower or looking closer. We did get a distribution here on the, I would say like that, intraday. We started order flow down, but I feel like it can come up if it distributes, then we'll take it. Otherwise, it's going to be kind of sitting on my hands. And you. So we did get this distribution in here, and we did get a nice little sign of weakness. But I do want to see this come higher. So let's see. Yeah, so if this were our STNB, we would need to see a sign of strength or a spring and then a break of this structure right here. So we'll see how this goes. UCAD. I did want to see some accumulations in here, but it did fail to break this high. So might just kind of hold off on that unless we get like something perfect. You chef. I'm looking in this area for an accumulation. We could see this come a lot lower before it decides to keep going up, but just looking in here for now. UJ. I don't really have much for UJ. Yeah, I don't got much for UJ. I mean, we did get this distribution here, but I don't know. I'm just gonna hold off. Watch. Gold. We were looking, or I was looking to sell from here, but looks like we didn't make a new low, so could be looking at an accumulation here. Get one in here and then tapped into something. So we'll see if we're able to break order flow and continue going up, because this could keep coming down. So we'll see. So it is tapping into this accumulation right here. We did get a nice little type 4 in here. Came up, and now we've broken the structure or the trading range. If we break structure, then that would even be better. start looking for accumulations in here maybe. Bing. S&P. Looks like we broke this low here. So now we're in a bearish market in S&P. So we're looking up here. I'm looking up here for a distribution, most likely. And then if not, I'm looking in here for an accumulation. But yeah, that's it. I'm gonna go eat my dinner. Y'all don't have any questions or anything? Y'all have a good night.
Appreciate you, brother.
Yeah, appreciate y'all for tapping in.
All right, fam.